Can you see this? This is the strawberry rooibos herbal tea I'm so freaking in love with right now. I've been drugging, over consuming this for 2 weeks now, and I'm just falling more and more in love with it. But that doesn't matter. This is the weekly live evaluation, and my camera gear is crooked. Am I live? Sorry for being totally off topic here, but when I feel something, when emotions are awoken, I need to just throw them out there. First off, I need to check if we get audio. I just realized that the microphone I've been using for this new camera is not working, so I'm just picking up audio as it is. The microphone I've been using for this new camera is not working. Oh, but I can hear myself, so I hope we are doing all right. That means we are good to go. That means this Friday live evaluation, aka Tea Time with Alex, is about to start. What we do here, this little session of ours, which we have every Friday, is that, well, firstly I conclude the thoughts, the reflections I've had throughout the week, which relates to the theme of the week. Well, lately, right now, it's all about the fear facing. But I've been digging more into how it relates to self-esteem, because that's basically how I, from the beginning, started to realize the importance of facing our fears. I'm a bit nervous, and when I'm nervous I start fidgeting with things. That's why I start fidgeting with the camera. So what I'm trying to say here is that building self-esteem, which is a tremendously important topic, it's basically why I landed on this whole fear model, the focus of facing our fears, because one of the strongest, most impactful things we can do to build our self-esteem, to strengthen our self-esteem, is to go out there and face our fears. What we need to realize is that growth, developing as persons, it basically comes from identifying different fear areas, seeing that we want these things in life, but to get to those things we have to cross some bridges, and those bridges are just the action of facing our fears is a requirement to cross that bridge. It's just, that's the way life is designed. So we have to accept that facing our fears, it's a part of life. It's the part of the growth journey, and if we don't choose to grow in life, what else is there to do? It's just the desire within. It's what gives us meaning. Life, happiness, it's about fixing our problems. We will always have problems. It's about you deciding what kind of problems you want. If you have all the money in the world and you're living happily and you have all these cars and stuff, your problems perhaps will be focused on these small issues in life. What should I eat? How will I? What is the next car I want to buy? It's still problems. If you don't have work, if you don't have income, your problems will be, how do I get money? How do I get food to survive? We will always have problems. It's basics. You understand that. But what's not so clear to us is that we can choose what kind of problems we want, what kind of problems that gives us the most value. For instance, if I'm super passionate about helping people, making people grow and understand life, if I choose my problems to be understanding this area, understanding how to communicate that to you, that is the problems I go after. That's the problems I want to solve. That's the the happiness I will get when I solve these problems. But what gives me more energy, what gives me more return on this investment, is that it's problems and issues that I really love to solve. It's things that fuels me up. It's things that energize me instead of shitty problems, perhaps working as a financial guy only doing numbers. That's another kind of problems, but it's not problems that will energize me and give me a sense of meaning. But those kinds of problems will be problems that some other dude will just love. I'm not gonna go too deep into this, but I hope you just get the picture here. If we decide to have the right problems in life, which we can't always do that, but we can have a focus area, then we're in a good path. And this also relates a whole lot to self-esteem. Of course it does. But what I want to get here in this video, what I'm going to talk about is what we can do to strengthen our self-esteem a little bit. It's a big topic, and I want to connect it, as I started out with the fear facing, because what you also need to realize is that when we have a stronger self-esteem, it's much easier to actually go and face these fears. It's like, what comes first, the hen or the egg? We don't even have to ask that question, because both are true. If I go out there and face my fears, taking me towards my goals, that will strengthen my self-esteem. If I have a strong self-esteem, it's much easier for me to put up goals and go after the things I want and strengthen my self-esteem. So it's both win-win scenarios that will just serve you. We don't have to do the analyze of that right now. But why I'm saying this, that if we work on our self-esteem, because as I said, it's many different parts that we can do this in, it will be easier to us to face our fears. So by working on other things, we can also get the result of more easily face our fears. So that's what I'm getting at. We want to grow in, we want to develop these other areas, because that will translate to us going after what we want. And how do we do that? Well, there's a lot of different things, and I'm not gonna go into all these details now, but the book I'm working with the book that I use to strengthen my self-esteem, outlines it all to the 6 pillars of self-esteem, which basically it's a way of living, it's mindset, it's how you approach areas. But the first 3 pillars is what I've used when I've talked about my fear-facing model. It's about awareness, it's about self-acceptance, and it's about taking self-responsibility. Those 3 things is also a very good framework for how you can approach your fears, facing your fears. But just overall, having these 3 pillars will raise your level of self-esteem. So let me just briefly talk a little bit about that, and that's gonna be the gist of this stream. And if there are any questions, of course, just throw them out there and we will get to those. But so, self-awareness. What is that? Well, you know what self-awareness is. It's about being awake. It's about being open to what's happening around you. It's about scanning your thoughts and your reality. And that's what awareness is all about. And it's super important, because it's the first state for you to go out there and face your fears. If you don't know that your if you don't know that you are having these fears, you can't go out there and face them. Just to put this in a context, when I'm sitting at work and there's a tons of stuff happening, if I'm just super into my my work, if I'm just doing construction, if I'm not allowing myself to feel that there's other emotions going in, like, oh, there's perhaps some guy I need to go talk to, but if I'm just choosing actively to not listen to those thoughts, I'm not gonna be aware. It's not gonna take me to the next step of accepting my emotions and then taking responsibility for what I need to do. I need to go talk to that guy in order to grow in a specific area. I'm doing something else and I'm letting that occupy my mind instead of doing what I really should be doing. Instead, what's the most effective way for me to grow my self-esteem, to grow in my life. So that's why we need a high level of awareness. And I see Jacqueline. I don't know how to explain. I don't know how to pronounce your name, Jacqueline, but he just for the first time joined the live stream. And I'm welcoming you here. He asks about if you're good at facing fears. I will get back to that question. First, I need to just finalize what I'm talking about here, about the first three pillars on how to build self-esteem: awareness, self-acceptance, and taking self-responsibility. But so the awareness is the first crucial part. We need to realize that we are having certain emotions, so we can then, the next crucial step, accept that we are feeling these things. If we're not willing to accept that this is the reality, this is what's going on, then we can't take action, then we can't take responsibility, because we're denying it. We are living in this fake world that's not good for us. And just because we accept something doesn't mean that we necessarily have to like it. If I'm like this super fat guy, if I neglect the fact that this is the fact, then I won't deal with that. But if I accept that I am fat, it doesn't mean that I have to live with this state. It doesn't mean like, yeah, I love being a fat dude. No, it just means that, yes, this is the objective reality. This is something I need to do about. But if we are living with self-denial, if we're not honest with ourselves, we're not in a state where we can get the motivation or define what needs to be done to solve our issues. And this same thing goes for a social context. We want to grow our social skills. I want to do that. If I'm out there, let's say I'm at a party, I want to be talking to girls, perhaps because I want to meet a girl. But if I'm just occupying myself with talking to this one friend I'm very comfortable with, I know him, it's just a very comfortable space. I actively or subconsciously choose to not be aware enough to realize that I know I should be talking to girls, hence I need to go out there and do that. But that's a very uncomfortable situation. So I suppress those thoughts. I stay in that comfortable place. But if I accept that, yeah, I am feeling these feelings, it's very tough, emotional on me, but if I push myself, if I accept that this will be a tough path to follow, I will get some results which might be aligned with where I want to go. I want to meet a girl, hence I need to talk to girls. So then I take responsibility, I go and execute on the actions I need to do. I need to go socialize with new people. So this model, these 3 steps are crucial for us to go do the things, to go face our fears. And that's the way I approach it. That's what I think about when I do my fear facing. And having a framework for how to approach these things, it just makes it a whole lot easier. And now I'm going to address you, Jacqueline. Do I say your name right? Jacqueline Hekar. Where are you from? We've been having some forth and back commenting. You seem like a very special dude. I like you. You have integrity. Nope. Okay, so how do I pronounce it? Spell it out like you would say it. I think I need to get to know my audience. I'm from the future. Yeah, you have this sense of humor, not being totally honest with things. I like that. Okay, so are you good at facing your fears? You ask me, and both yes and no. I'm good at it when I decide to be good at it. It's not black and white. You can't say, am I good at it or not? It's different life areas that this is applicable to. If you look at in my work context, I'm super good at facing my fears, that because I have such a high level of awareness in what I need to do. I constantly ask myself, would the ideal Alex do this? What does the ideal Alex need to do in order to get to my goal in the most efficient way? And by putting out that question, I get a defined action, and when it's out there, it's like boom, okay, now I need to go that. It's super scary, but I'm just gonna go do it anyways. So in that context, in work situations, I'm super good at facing my fears. When it comes to the social interactions, talking to girls, it's so scary. So I'm not as good. I lower my level of awareness because I don't want to put myself in these situations too often. But that's also why I put out these challenges. Like, okay, now I'm gonna go out shoot a video, because then I'm put in a situation when I'm forced to increase my level of awareness. I'm forced to accept what I'm feeling, and I'm forced to take action because I have like you guys I'm responsible to delivering content to you, and that translates to me taking action. So it's like external pressure helps me to face my fears. That's why I also talk about social commitment when I do my videos. I tell you guys, go out there and face your fears, define the action, but also commit to me in the comments, because then we get this external pressure for how to just get that extra boost, because we need that. We need to be properly motivated. We need to have some kind of drive that pushes us, and the best way to push us is to use the reasons within us, the reasons for why we are doing this. Why do I want to meet a girl? Well, I want to develop my skills, but I know I can connect on such a deep level if I find the right person. And that's, to me, it's a whole lot what life is about, having this amazing connection with people, and perhaps one day meet the girl of my dreams, which I could live with and just have a family with, and this amazing life. And yeah, so I'm good at facing my fears in different areas. And you say, why not be more daring for the sake of better content? Are you trying to do more than you are capable of for us, your followers? Why not be more daring for the sake of... Well, no, I'm not sure I understand the question, but that's what I'm trying to do. I'm utilizing the YouTube channel as a way for pushing myself, and I want to take it further, but it should be grounded in myself, in what I want to accomplish. Again, I have to go after the things I want. That's how we build self-esteem. We look at, what do you want out of life? What do I want out of life? I put out these goals, and I put out a strategy for how to reach these goals. And then whether it shouldn't be for the sake of the channel. Like, for a while I only did pickup videos because it was something that gave me quite good result in terms of views. But then I asked myself, do I want a channel which is only based on pickup videos because it gives me a lot of views? And it was like, no, that's not what I'm about. That's not what gives me energy. I want to help people on a deeper level. I want to help people build self-esteem and such. But I can absolutely use the channel, you guys, to push me and to create better content, as long as it aligns with my internal goals and beliefs. And I think that's a way you could look at it too, how you should engage in your goals and find different ways that motivates you to push through. I would love Jakun. I want to know how to express your express. I need to know how I say your name, Jakun. Where are you from? He says, I would love to see you in many uncomfortable situations. Yeah, I know you are a whole lot about the cringe factor. Uh, and yeah, I know. I'm thinking. Jackin. Jackin? Is that how you pronounce it? Jackin? Jackin? Uh, yeah, I am gonna put myself in more. I will think about what you're saying and see how I can translate that to some kind of reality. Uh, yeah, you said you're from the future when you realize what's up. This mysterious Jakun. That's fine. I need some mystery in my life. Yeah, actually, I realized as a result of this week, I want to live more. I need to be more uncomfortable because yes, that is when life happens. You are me. You are me from the future. Well, nice to talk to myself. What happened to me in life? Was it a good one? God damn. But another point I want to make from the week, uh, what happens when we talk about these things, when we not talk, when we read about personal development, when we read about how to develop our self-esteem, when we read about how we want to or should live life, like now I'm reading this book, I'm listening to this audiobook. This is the different ways for how you face your fear. This is the way for how you grow your self-esteem. When I get that fact in my face over and over again, because I constantly repeat the things, the messages that are put out there, because to me that's the way I learn. I need to really deeply ground myself with how I should work on myself. And every time I hear the things I should do, every time I'm reminded of the actions I need to take, then that's the reality I want to live after. And if this is the reality and this is where I'm at, this disposition, this delta between where I am and where I want to be, it hurts a little bit within every time I'm not living that way. And that's why these constant reminders is so good for ourselves to move ourselves to a place where we want to be. And that's also why this heightened sense of awareness works so good in us taking action. There's a saying by, what's his name? Leo Gura. He says that awareness on its own is curative. That means that you're healing yourself only by increasing your level of awareness. It will force you to take the following steps. It will force you to take action, because when you are awakened and you constantly work on being awake, you will take action because it hurts too much to not do it. It's like if you're a smoker and you constantly think about how this is killing you, eventually you can't pick up that smoke because this is death. But what the smokers does is that they neglect that fact. They don't think about that fact because the enjoyment of the kick they get out of a cigarette is bigger than the fear of it. But they subconsciously or consciously just push those facts down. Jacqueline, do you travel to neighbor countries so that they try to talk to you in Swedish? Those girl in Stockholm, so that they try to talk to you in Swedish. And no, I don't travel a lot to neighbor countries. I want to do that, but I'm in a situation right now where my work is just taking so much energy and time that I'm not able to do that. However, my work situation may change a little bit ahead after the summer, so we'll see where my life and this channel will take us. I'm excited to take it to a new level, to experience new adventures, a new setting, new countries. That's something I've been thinking about and something I would really, I'm considering that possibility. So Max McKessie, new viewer, welcome Max. Are you going to step up your game as Jacqueline asked you to do? um, this is me being uncomfortable right now, like committing to stepping up my game. And let me throw the question back to you. What do you mean by stepping up my game? Because as I said, I don't want to be like a pickup channel, but I'm gonna step up my game in the sense of how I'm creating content, and what that will translate to exactly, I don't know right now. But sure, throw out ideas for what you think I should do, and I will see how that fits the way I want to go forward. That's something I'm always open to. Yeah. The uncomfortable within, like that's how we constantly protect ourselves from putting ourselves in these uncomfortable situations. It's a way for the brain doesn't want to be uncomfortable. That's like the internal conflict we have within. We know we should be uncomfortable, but the brain tells us don't be uncomfortable. So this internal mind battle is like tearing us to pieces. That I can say. Jack Quinn says you should actually pick girls up to prove to us that you are real, and then we will have to listen to you. Yeah. So how would that look like, you say? I haven't done tons of videos when I've tried to do that, and I haven't actually succeeded. And that's also the idea, or the whole thing, that I don't want to be a pickup channel. I don't want to have a hidden camera where I do that. So that means I need to find another way to do it. Perhaps that would have happened if the last video I did when I talked to that girl, if that would have happened, that we would have gone to the movies, would that been a, would you have considered that being picked up the girl, or what are you trying to, what's the end goal that you guys want? But as I said, I don't want to go back to having like a hidden camera, that kind of deal. It's not, it's gonna label this channel as a pickup channel, and that's not where I want to go. What content will you make that is worth watching? Well, that's depending on the audience and what you want. I want to help people, I want to inspire people to grow their fear-facing ability, to grow their self-esteem, and through different adventures that I will have. And that's my way, that's something I'm working on right now, trying to figure out what that kind of valuable content will look like. Having engagement storylines, having good content. And I don't have the answer for you right now what that's gonna look like, but it's something I'm trying to figure out. And again, please throw me some suggestions in how I can make this happen. Inspire us by action instead of you talk, which is also good. And absolutely, that's why what I'm aiming at with the stories I want to put out. I'm just what do you say, I'm trying to figure out what kind of action that will be the right action to take, and how to show that in a enticing, exciting way. And absolutely, talking about something, that's really, that's just talking. That's the same thing with building self-esteem. You can't think and talk about things unless you actually execute on it. If you're not doing the things that you say, then you're not being true to yourself, then you're not having integrity, then you're lowering your self-esteem. And action, that's how things work. And I know it's a bit hypocritical sitting here saying these things, because that's only talking, but that's the forum I am right now. I'm doing this kind of content right now, and then I want to go put up other videos where I execute. I don't know if we're digging ourselves in a hole here, if this topic is what do you say? If I'm just right now in a state where I need to go out and show you guys. Jack Cohen, there's a little issue. We could come up with suggestions for you. It's a little hard when you want to do only things that you have on your mind. Yeah, but if you come up with suggestions that aligns with what could be, that what could work with me, what I could do with the camera, for instance. If it doesn't mean I'm having a hidden camera, then it's a suggestion that could work with me. I'm just saying I'm having this framework which I could work from. And if you give me suggestions that fit within this framework, then I can do it. Max says you gotta improve, bro. Thanks. I know. I know. Okay, that spoke to me, but yeah, these kinds of pushes are good too. That's how we grow. We need to get real. And what kind of things do align with your way? Well, as I said, I don't want to be a pickup channel. I want to show people how we can take action, face our fears in different ways, and perhaps that might be going out there and showing other people how their take on fears are. And damn, that's a good question. That's a good question. I need to think about this. You got me stifled. But for sure, I don't want to do the hidden camera thing. But if I can do things, if I can approach people with the camera in an interview setting, but then push myself to ask hard questions, to perhaps go on like dates, but convincing them that it's alright with the whole camera being with me, then that's a way. Or maybe I need to rethink this whole thing I'm doing here. I'm not. Is the content I'm considering even gonna work? Oh man, you ask some good questions. Max, either you do what we ask you to tell us what you're going to do, so we know if we should stick around. Well, throw me some curveballs and give me some suggestions. I haven't heard any suggestions yet. If you say step up your game, what does that translate to? You definitely need to rethink. Yeah, I said that, so I will do that. But thank you guys for shedding the lights here on my obvious issues. What you're seeing now is an uncomfortable Alex, and this is the place I need to be in. I'm talking about being here to grow, and well, growth will happen. You have potential, my man. Use it. Thanks. 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 Man, you really set me in a thoughtful spot here. Okay, I will dedicate this weekend to think about how to go forward, but also throw me ideas. What do you want to see? And if strict hidden pickup videos is what you want, well, then perhaps we need to go separate ways. But the future of my content will give you the answer. And as I said, throw me some ideas and we'll see how I can make that work. For sure. And I think we reached an understanding of what you want and what I need to deliver. Kind of. I need to step up my game. What are your plans? My plans right now is to figure out my plans. I can't tell for sure. The thing is that I also have this situation where I'm working like 50, 60 hours a week, so I'm trying to get back to life, and you only have so much to give, so I'm trying to balance that right now. But I have my vacation coming up in a couple of weeks, and that will also give me new opportunities to discover new things. But that's my reality. If I have issues, that's not of your concern. For now, I'm gonna think this over, and I think if you don't have any other questions, I'm not gonna run away here. But if we got something else to discuss, or if you have some actual ideas, we can talk about them. But otherwise, we're just idling the same thing forth and back, and I don't think that's a interesting, fun live stream. Cool, Jakun. I see our viewers are dropping off also, so maybe it's a good time to summarize, not summarize, but to close this thing up. Just tell us what you're actually up to. Yeah, right now I'm not sure. This weekend I need to catch up with life again. So the video I'm gonna be releasing it's gonna be a video where I go. I've already recorded this, so this is in the edit. I did some interviews. I had one of my better interactions with a Russian girl. I was talking to people about what self-esteem meant to them, and I approached this girl. Her name was Anastasia. Beautiful, beautiful Russian girl, and we had this amazing connecting talk. We talked for 10 minutes, and I'm gonna edit and put that video out, and then I'm gonna be thinking about the next type of content I will be doing. Next weekend, next week, it's a big party coming up. I'm thinking I'm gonna do a video on that. Midsummer here in Sweden, big celebration. So we'll see if that part is gonna be included in the video and how I can integrate facing my fears in that video. So that's the plan for now. Showing you the interview video with the nice interaction I had with that girl, and then some kind of fear-facing content concerning the midsummer evening party I'm also attending. That's the plan. Looking forward to seeing it. Well, glad to hear so, and I'm glad you're not giving up on the channel yet, even though I can feel the hesitation within. But have faith in me for a little more while. Have some faith, and we'll see if I can deliver the value you seek or not. Jacqueline and you other guys, thank you for watching. I'm raising my cup. I'm gonna go throw myself into some editing. And Tanya, we got Tanya Tatu here also. Hey, seeing what Jaken? I don't understand. Begone that. Tanya, if you're real, please tell me what you say. I was just about to close this down. Excuse me. I don't understand your question. Seeing what Jaken? What does that mean? Never mind. Tanya, are you real? The next video. What do you mean, Jack? The next video will be posted on Sunday, and that's gonna be the... Yes. Okay, sorry for the confusion here. If you're asking about the next video, which I just talked about, I'm gonna post it on Sunday. It's about me walking around, talking a little bit about self-esteem in the context with other people. I'm interviewing people about the topic of self-esteem, and I met this real amazing girl, Anastasia, which I had a long conversation with, and that really sparked something. That's the video I'm gonna put up. Tanya says, I got wrong channel. Well, no worries. It was nice having you over. Perhaps check out some content and maybe we can hang out some more. We need more girls around. We for sure need that. So, those words will close this special live stream down. I've never been so uncomfortable, but that's due to you guys pushing me, and that's nice. I need to be pushed. I need to be in the uncomfortable space. That's how I grow. That's how I get uncomfortable with the comfortable, so I can advance, so I can step up my game, as Jacqueline says I need to do. Get to work, Alex. I will. Have a great weekend. See you in the next one. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining in. It was nice having you here. Good thing you didn't miss it this time.